Libra, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early December 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Libra collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. God, Spirit Team, talk to me. What do we got for Libra in early December? What's going on with my good friends? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Libra. Please and thank you. What's happening for my good friends? What's the vibe? What's the energy? There we go. Nice and quick. Okay, cool. Very daydreamy. And listen, I know Libras usually have a very active mind. This card usually does remind me of like the Four of Cups, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. Super imaginative and creative. I often see this energy connected to water signs. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card in depth. So you see the image here. There's one little clown ballerina down there. It looks like she's taking a little nap. The one up there is walking on the tightrope. And I always see this card as these people being one and the same. This one down here is daydreaming or thinking or fantasizing about doing this. So this card does have a good future focus where it's like, okay, well, when this happens, like I'm looking into the future and I'm imagining what it's going to be like. For a lot of Libras in this time, I know you're an air sign, very logical, active mind, like we mentioned, but it could be a little watery in this time. You might be fantasizing a little more, just head in the clouds, especially if there's a specific situation that you have on your mind. I don't think this is a bad energy by any means. It's just very active in the mental space. And if you're connected to a water sign specifically, they might be extra daydreamy as well, like really thinking about something over and over and over. This card can be good for any sort of creative endeavor or creative pursuit, okay, whether it's crafts, whether it's art, whether it's writing. This is a really, really good energy to like channel creativity into material things. So we're just going to leave it at that for now. Let's see what tarot has for you. And yeah, I always say the first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. See what's happening here for the lovely Libras. What's going on? Guides and Spirit Team, what do we got? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was largely focused around communication. The reading was titled A Serious Talk, and just know that this energy, it could bleed over for a couple of weeks. To me, it felt like either having a talk about a serious topic or something that seriously needed to be discussed. And that was like the main theme. Of course, there were other little messages that came through as well. So that, I mean, communication could still be important here this week. We'll see. But yeah, as I always say, every reading's different. Energy's never set in stone. So just take this how it hits for you. Because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? You know how cross-watching works. Let's get 3 cards here for the Libras, please. What's going on? Thank you. 6 of Pentacles, very giving. All right, that's a good start. That's energy that I do equate with Libra energy as well. Notice that this person is holding the scales. This could be nice. Let's get a couple more. Could be nice. Okay. Lady Justice. And she's very popular this week. I've been seeing Lady Justice quite a bit. So I have 2 cards that are representative of Libra energy, which is you. Let's get one more out here. What's happening with Libra? Thank you. Okay. All right. So we have the 9 of Wands, very protected type of energy as well. On guard, on edge, skeptical type of vibe. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, the mixture of this is intriguing because obviously elementally we have a good mixture. We got some earth, we have some air, we have some fire, and we have 2 cards that I link to Libra that I give to you guys. A free-flowing, open, sharing type of energy, and a really closed-off, rejection-based type of energy on the back. So I'm not sure if something changes, or if you're open to one thing but closed off to another. Maybe you're a little skeptical. We're just going to have to see how all this energy plays out, because literally, Lady Justice holds the scales, and it's like positives, challenges. Like, so there could be certain things that you're trying to balance out or weigh when we see this, whether it's a choice, decision, or a situation. So I feel like this is going to be a nuanced read. Let's go through piece by piece and really start to build it out. So position number one, we are starting with the Six of Pentacles. Love this card. It's a lovely energy person holding the scales. This is a free-flowing, easygoing, easy-flowing type of vibe. So when we see this, it could be someone that's very charitable, someone that's very kind, very open, like, hey, you need the shirt off my back, here you go. For some of you, you could be extra giving in this time, or you might be wanting to do more in regards to something where it's like, oh, well, all right, well, I know I did right, but I want to do more. So a lot of Libras could be having that urge to go above and beyond with certain things when this card is here. Again, I mean, it could really connect to work and money, of course, because it is a pentacle card. But when I see it, I do also think of just giving energy to something. So there's like, all right, well, I want to give my energy to this. This is where I want to put my focus. I also link this card to gift giving. So often I see this when somebody's about to surprise somebody with something. So we'll see how that all plays out. Now, when it comes to the challenge of the Six of Pentacles, it could be someone that's nice, but a little too nice. So it's important to try to walk that line in this time. Be nice, be kind, but don't be too nice. It could be you, so the clarifier could just tell us something that's coming towards you as well, since I do link that card to you. But moving to the center, and we'll circle back on, and yeah, the Six of Pentacles could sometimes, in its negative, and also talk about things that are imbalanced, and it's just off, something's not right. Moving to the center, Lady Justice is here, and that's your power card. So of course, in my style, something coming towards you, a way you might be feeling, maybe you're connected to another Libra when this card is here. I think this is a very important card for us. Now, Lady Justice talks about fairness, talks about balance in all situations, whether it's within oneself or a situation like, okay, am I giving too much? Is that person not giving enough? Like really analyzing the energetic exchange when this card is here. It can represent legalities, legal things. I already mentioned the fairness, Lady Justice. So if you're putting your signature on anything, be very cautious when Lady Justice is here. But she is the biggest karmic card as well. Same could be said with this one to a smaller effect. Both of these cards are highly karmic. And I've been seeing it throughout the whole collective. There's a powerful, strong karmic energy sweeping through the whole collective at this time, whether that's in regards to change or something else. As we get to the back end, the energy seems to seal off for whatever reason, okay? Because the energy's flowing, it's going, it's doing stuff. So we get to the Nine of Wands. It's the complete opposite of what we have going on here with the Six of Pentacles. This is the Wounded Warrior card. A lot of people call it this. It's somebody that's on guard, on edge. Now, in the positive sense, it just represents someone that's very protective, very territorial, whether they're protecting themselves, a person, a situation, you name it. It's like, no, this is important to me. I'm going to watch it. But there's challenges here, too. It could be communication issues. There could be blockages in communication. This card could represent lack of trust. This card could represent rejecting something outright. So you see what I mean? Like on one side of Lady Justice, we have this open, free flowing, yeah, I'm going to give energy to this. And on the other side, we have a rejection of something or a skepticism at the very least. Okay, so I mean, I guess these could be different situations as well, but it's interesting how it all plays out, especially with Lady Justice in the center. So I want to dive deeper on all this stuff, Libra. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Let's get a good shuffle here. What's going on with Libra in this time? What do we got for our good friends, please? And yes, this is where I jump in and get intuitive, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on? That Six of Pentacles. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you have any messages you want to give to Libra, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Six of Pentacles time. Why is that six here? Why is that Six of Pentacles in the mix? Okay. Strength in reverse, having a hard time to say no. Okay, so again, I feel in this time when I see strength in reverse, which is Leo energy, it's someone that like caves or gives into something. So watch out for anybody pressuring you in this time. You shouldn't feel too pressured to do something or act a certain way. I don't know why it's showing up this way. So just take that as a caution if it's not something that's going on now, whether it is a person or just in a situation where it's like, oh, well, I'm not really a fan of it, but I feel like I have to do something. You don't have to do a damn thing. Okay, that's one thing I want to make very clear. You don't have to do a thing. I know Libras are usually very considerate, fair individuals. You take other people's emotions and feelings into account and you think of the ripple effect. But when I see the Six of Pentacles with strength in reverse, it's like being pressured to do something, or whether that's an internal pressure you have or whether it's someone putting that pressure on you. Don't feel like you have to do a thing. You don't have to do a damn thing. That's the message I'm getting here this week. All right. Now, strength in the upright is usually somebody holding firm, not doing something. I mean, again, if there's something that's just not working or it's just not right, it's okay. Like, you don't have to cave. Okay. Because that's another thing I'm picking up, which could be a little bit of a warning, because it could be somebody pressuring to the point where you give in. Okay. So just take that as a little bit of a warning and just know that, like, no, you don't have to do a thing. You don't have to do anything. I feel like that is a little bit of a warning. Okay, we're just going to leave it at that. I don't feel like it's an overly complex message. For some of you, it could just be a feeling like you have to do something, where it's like, I have a duty to do this, or like, I have to do this. I don't have a choice but to do something. I don't think that's really the case, but there's a perception of it. Let's go in on Lady Justice. Now I really want to get over to the Nine of Wands. Because why would you do something you don't want to do? Or why would you deal with something that's not right for you? Let's see why Lady Justice is here. Okay. Okay. Ten of Swords in reverse. All right, so maybe it's not as easy as I'm making it seem. The Ten of Swords, even when it shows up in reverse, it can be a little bit painful. And it could represent, again, karmic situations, with Lady Justice, Ten of Swords in reverse. It's like the fallout of it. I don't feel like this is something that's going to come right now, right this week. But when I see her with the Ten of Swords in reverse, it's like, whoa, I've taken a wound here. Or like, no, this has affected me. Something has affected me. You could be in a healing phase right now as well. I like when the Ten of Swords is in reverse, because it's like, okay, the energy is going to start getting better, but it just might not be there yet. The Ten of Swords can represent endings, closes of a cycle, all that stuff. So for some of you, yeah, there could be certain cycles that are closing out, of course. Some might be better than others, right? It all really depends on what your story is. But when I see the Ten of Swords in reverse under Lady Justice, it's like, I'm healing from this, or I need to heal from this. Okay, so again, I'm not going to put pressure on you. I'm not going to say this is an easy energy to deal with. But yeah, there could be some of you dealing with some pain or some endings. Okay, especially with that. It's very important that you take your time and heal from something. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So let's keep moving. We'll see what the Nine of Wands has, and we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the Nine of Wands here? Yeah, I feel like something left a mark. So why is the Nine of Wands here? Thank you. Yeah, I mean, King of Wands in the upright underneath this Nine of Wands, there could be something that you are actively putting your guard up against, or this could be someone you're linked to. The King of Wands, fire sign energy, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and that's where the blockage is. It's like, okay, well, I'm putting all this energy forth. You're not. It's like giving me this totally different type of vibe. Like, it's two different extremes. And if I know anything about Libras, Libras are very comfortable without any extremes, where it's cool, a nice gray area, middle ground, fair type of energy. These feel very extreme, where this energy is pouring, putting all the energy in. This one is like, nope, I'm putting the wall up here. Like, no concessions from my end. Now, the King of Wands, when he shows up in the upright, if that's not a person you're connected to, I feel like he represents action or making a call. So when I see him underneath this Nine of Wands, there is somebody rejecting something, whether it's a behavior, whether it's a situation, whether it's an individual. It's like, no, not right now. I don't have the time for it right now, or I can't deal with it right now. Does that mean it's never going to happen, or that it's irreparable? No, that's not what it feels like to me. But this energy here on the back end is like, all right, too much. That's too much. I'm putting the wall up, and it is a rejection of some sort. That's just how it feels to me. Like, completely opposites. So again, whether it's a habit, whether it's a situation, whether it's a work thing or personal thing, it could be a whole variety of different things. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the Six of Pentacles, very giving, very open, with the Strength card in reverse, feeling pressured to do something or act a certain way or to live up to a certain thing. Just don't let anybody pressure you in this time, and you don't have to do anything. Like, don't feel pressured to act right now. I don't know why I'm giving that message, but I guess some of you need to hear it. Moving to the center, we have Lady Justice with the Ten of Swords in reverse. Some of you out there may be experiencing some painful endings or chapters closing. Maybe there's something that happened quite a while ago that's left a mark on you and you need to heal from it. The energy is healing, but it's like slow. Don't feel like you need to rush this. Moving to the back end, we do have the Nine of Wands with the King of Wands in the upright, where this energy's open, this one's closed off. This energy is kind of like rejecting. That's just how it feels to me here on the back end. So they're totally different from each side. So if that does describe a situation you're dealing with, I think just like taking your time and not feeding energy into it for the time being is the best route. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows for you, my friends. Let's see what's in the shadows for Libra. What is going on? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end, just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. What is in the shadows for Libra? Thank you. Okay. Nine of Pentacles, usually very firm, grounded, solid type of energy. I really do like this. I think it's nice. For a lot of you, there could still be some good energy coming towards you slowly. So this is nice, especially with some of the choppiness that we're picking up this week. I like the Nine of Pentacles because it's very independent, and it's an energy that portrays the energy of, I got this. Like, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. So even if you are going through something where it feels like everything's not going to be fine, it will be when this card is here. Now, the Nine of Pentacles in its shadow form, sometimes it could represent something that has stalled out or something that has reached a certain point and might not go further. It's also just very grounded and unchangeable, stubborn type of energy. So watch out for feelings of being trapped. And I know that's something we discussed early on in the spread, like feeling like there's expectations, or you have to do this, or you have to act a very certain way. That's not the case. I mean, the Nine of Pentacles does reinforce that. So I feel like expectation and reality, I don't know why those things are showing up here, but the Nine of Pentacles could be very good for some of you because it tells me, like, Libra, you got this. You're good. You're going to be okay. It's a very firm, abundant type of energy, but you need to be flexible for whatever reason. So Libra, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the December subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar and book one at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the December subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what do you want Santa Claus to bring you this year for Christmas? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.